Hello, welcome to our session explaining our new project, Folk Album of the Year, brought to you by Sound Roots and Folk on Foot. Today we're going to go through the project, how artists can apply to the project, the benefits of applying, with a little bit of an overview of our thinking behind it. I'm David Agnew of Sound Roots. Sound Roots runs English Folk Expo as our main project, which brings over 200 delegates to Manchester Folk Festival each year to see musicians from England showcasing. We also run Manchester Folk Festival to accommodate English Folk Expo that takes place each March. We run a talent development programme supported by PRSF Foundation Talent Development Network, and which runs an artist mentoring pathway which works with 4 emerging artists each year. And we also work with a number of international partners on international exchange as well, including Music PEI and Druga International Festival in Tunisia. We also run Sound Roots Connect, our online learning and networking platform for anyone wanting to develop a career in the music industry. We also run the official monthly albums chart in partnership with Folk on Foot. We started that in 2020, and Folk on Foot broadcast a monthly episode featuring those charting albums. Our new project is Folk Album of the Year, FOTY in that abbreviation, and we're also working on a new project which is a hub for listing all folk album releases. We exist to support artists in sustaining a professional career, and we specialise in folk roots and acoustic artists, particularly in England, but some of our projects extend to any grassroots musician in any part of the country. We're supported by Arts Council as an MPO. We're supported by the Greater Manchester Combined Authority as we are based in Rochdale, Greater Manchester. So the Folk Album of the Year, it came around as a discussion. We've been thinking of a project like this for many years. We have devised this project with our friends and partners, Folk on Foot, to showcase creativity and originality in folk roots and acoustic scenes in Britain and Ireland. We hope to showcase the breadth and diversity of what's going on in the genre at the moment, celebrating really good things, really good music, really good originality, authenticity, and quality in folk roots and acoustic music. We really want the project to grab the attention of new audiences for artists. We have decided on a project that highlights 8 albums in the hope that we can showcase a wide variety of styles and genres within folk roots and acoustic music, and also to give as many artists as possible the benefit of a higher profile as one of those nominated albums. The 8 albums will be shortlisted and chosen by a jury of performers, music and media professionals that we announced in September. And yeah, we hope that the project, it's already gained the attention of music press above and beyond our other projects. And we hope with the nominations announcements in November and the final event in March that we continue to shine a light on brilliant music that deserves a bigger audience. As I say, the awards are supported by Sound Roots and Folk on Foot. We are running the project as a not-for-profit project, as we're Sound Roots is a registered charity, and we are very grateful for support this year from the Rochdale Development Agency. This year is Rochdale's year as Greater Manchester Town of Culture, and we're thrilled to be bringing the finale event in March to the fantastic Rochdale Town Hall. In order to submit an album, we have a deadline of the 31st of October. The application guidelines are on our website in detail, which is soundroots.uk. We note that all albums must meet all criteria, so do have a look at the criteria on the website. We are open to acoustic albums, folk roots and acoustic albums from the British Isles and Ireland. albums that are released between the 1st of January and the 31st of December 2025. So although our deadline is the 31st of October, important to note that albums due for release in November and December also qualify. We have got details in terms of what constitutes an album. An album is 5 or more tracks or more than 25 minutes in length. Um, we have details of the release dates and in terms of where those albums should be available for audiences to access. Those details are also on our website. It's a very simple um, uh, it's a very simple um, process to submit an album. It's a form on our website. The entry fee is £50 plus VAT, all of which goes towards us developing this project and making sure that the albums, the entrants and the nominated albums gain as much profile as possible. We have chosen a jury who will help select the 8 nominated albums this year. The jury will change each year for the project, and the chair of the jury is Kelly Weil. We've selected a jury that shows a range of tastes in terms of folk roots and acoustic music across British Isles and Ireland, a range of musicians, media presenters and promoters. We're thrilled that all of our first choices came off and everyone on the jury is really excited to be part of this process. The process that the jury have agreed to is that they will, in pairs, listen to 25 albums each, selecting the 5 albums that they think should be nominated as the final 8. And all jury members will then regard the final 30 in terms of deciding on those final 8 nominated albums. Those nominated albums will be announced at the end of November. And after a period of 3 months, when those nominated albums will receive lots of PR support and a special series commissioned by and presented by Folk on Foot, focusing on those albums. Then at a live event on the 17th of March, the album of the year will be selected during a live broadcast event. In terms of our steer to the jury in terms of what they're looking for, we really hope that the 8 nominated albums reflect a range of musical styles from folk scenes throughout Britain and Ireland. We really want 8 albums that will do the best in representing what's going on in the folk roots and traditional scene at the moment, and grab new audience and supporters for those artists nominated as well. We genuinely believe that the project is going to reach out and gain support and attention for folk music industry beyond the 8 albums selected. We've already enjoyed great success in terms of announcing the project in July and August in terms of the music industry and press that have welcomed the project and are really excited about it. We are looking for albums that contribute to further and celebrate the folk tradition or develop contemporary folk roots and acoustic music. We're looking for strong or distinctive musicianship. We are looking for impact for the listener, be that music that moves the heart, soul, that brings energy, that has authenticity. We will be looking at originality of arrangements, songwriting and composition, and they will be considering high quality production and the overall experience of listening to the album. We've been very careful to choose a diverse mix for the jury, all very passionate about folk and acoustic music, all very knowledgeable, and really come the 31st of October when the applications close, it will be down to the conversations of that jury based on that criteria that I've just outlined in terms of what 8 albums deserve to be those final nominated albums of the year. The timeline, some of which I've touched on. So the really important one for now is that the deadline for applications is the 31st of October. And just to highlight again, that is for albums released between the 1st of January 2025 and the 31st of December 2025. There then starts a 2-week period where the jury will go through the albums that have been submitted. On the 14th of November, we will be in touch with 8 artists who will be the nominated albums for the final. On the 26th of November, we've got planned activity around when we announce those 8 albums, which triggers the start of the Folk on Foot special series, which will feature an episode on each of the albums throughout December. We have a national press campaign planned from November to March to give all 8 of those albums another chance in the spotlight and to bring as many new audiences to those artists as possible. And we've got media partnerships under discussion in terms of that activity that happens between November and March as well, to give artists and the industry another chance to shout about the brilliant albums that have been produced in 2025. On the 17th of March in 2026, we will have a live event featuring all or most of the nominated artists performing live. That event will be live streamed and broadcast. And during that event, we will announce the winner of Folk Album of the Year 2025. We are really excited and talking to different partners about that event and how it can serve as a real beacon and flagship for the folk music industry and be a real celebration of the great music that's being produced throughout. We hope that artists find the project easy to access. We would encourage any feedback or questions, especially as it's the first year of running the project, please come and let us know how you're getting on, how you're finding the application process, and come to us with any questions. We genuinely hope that it's accessible and of use to the artists that we work with regularly and the artists that we know deserve a greater audience for the great work that they're doing. The full detail of the project is available on our website, which is www.soundroots.uk. Any specific questions that aren't answered there, please do not hesitate in dropping us an email to info@soundroots.uk. Shortly after today, we are posting a frequently asked questions document based on the feedback today. Hopefully you will be excited to nominate albums, and we're really excited to see the engagement with the project. Look forward to hearing more of the great work that's being produced. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to working with you in the future.